What's up, world? It's your girl T Fizzle. Okay, so I decided to, I was missing my fro, so I decided to wash my hair and go back to, have my curly natural hair. I like straight hair, but I like my fro as well. Anyways, I want to shout out Nietzsche. She sent me a video request on Facebook, so shout out to you. She wanted to know my opinion on the whole controversy that's surrounding Ondria Hardin, and basically she's the white model. She's 16 years old, beautiful girl, but they painted her in blackface and she made it onto some French magazine. I'm going to go ahead and play you guys a news clip, then I'm going to come back with the rest of my commentary.
The fashion world has seen its share of controversy lately. Models packing machine guns, wearing gas masks, and Native American headdresses. And now this. That's American model Ondria Hardin posing in a spread titled African Queen in the March issue of the French Numéro magazine. Shocking to some because this is what 16-year-old Hardin normally looks like.
Blackface is so sensitive, especially for our community, because it has such a tainted history.
The online response? Fierce, with comments like, horrendous, this is 2013. It must be a publicity stunt. And shame and double shame on this magazine. On Wednesday, Numéro apologized, saying it never intended to offend anyone and appearing to blame the photographer Sebastian Kim, saying Numéro has always supported the artistic freedom of the talented photographers who work with the magazine to illustrate its pages and has not took part in the creation process of this editorial. For his part, Kim said in a statement to ABC News he never intended to portray a black woman, saying, I believe that the very unfortunate title African Queen, which I was not aware of prior to publication, did a lot to further people's misconceptions about these images. Former model Cynthia Bailey says she thought the model was simply bronzed until she read the title.
That's when I started to question, is this a black girl? Is this a white girl? And once they decided they wanted to make the theme of the story, or the concept of the story, African Queen, there's so many beautiful young African American models or African models that they could have used for this story.
Now, Cynthia is quick to point out that she doesn't blame Hardin because models rarely know what their provocative photos are going to be used or how they're going to be used in magazines, which brings us back to the editors of the magazines, and they make those decisions.
Okay, so you guys just watched that, and the magazine that she was posing on was Numéro magazine, and it appeared in France. And a lot of people are really upset because, once again, blackface is in the media. This is not the first time that the fashion industry has thought it was okay to put blackface on a model that was white and have them strut down the runway. I think what I found more disturbing was the fact that the photographer had all types of excuses. This man came up with the concept. Not only did they paint this girl's face black, she also had black hands, black feet. They basically airbrushed her entire body to look very dark. Damn it, her hands were as black as my hands. And this is a young white girl. And then the photographer gets up there and plays crazy. He didn't think it was going to offend anyone. He didn't mean to offend anyone. He thought it was okay to paint this white girl black and call her an African queen. But what I find funny is that the photographer is Asian, okay? And so my thing is, if you're okay doing that, why didn't you do that with your own race? Why didn't he paint her yellow? Why didn't he put on an Asian, Kim Sue wig on her, put her in a kimono, and have her shuffle and model in a kimono, and then call her the Emerald Princess of Japan or the Emerald Princess of China? I find it funny that he wasn't ready or willing to clown his own race and his own ethnicity, but he had no problem painting this white girl up and then making her into an African queen. It's starting to be where it just seems like black people and black culture is just like the butt of all jokes. And it's frustrating. And another thing I find frustrating, because I do model on the side. I'm signed to an agency. It's something I do. Runway season is coming back up. Right now it's freezing cold, so there's not a lot of auditions. But springtime is right around the corner. So what I always find funny is that there's always an abundance of white girls. There's always an abundance of white models. But when I go to these auditions, when I go to runway shows, I'm usually the only black girl there. There may be one other black girl, but we can never look alike. So I'm usually like the dark-skinned black girl, the natural hair black girl, and then the other girl's either light-skinned or mixed. But it's like they can't have two dark-skinned models. They can't have two light-skinned models. They can't have two black models. That's asking for too much. But yet they have a whole wide variety of white models. You go to any runway show, you'll see white models that are pale with red hair, that are more olive complexion with dark hair, but with black models, they only have that one token black model. And it's frustrating because this agency that Ondria is signed to, they have black women that are signed to the same agency. Why didn't they use these black women and have them portray an African queen? Why would they go through all this trouble to airbrush this white girl and make her into an African queen? It's almost like the whole Nina Simone situation with Miss Saldana, how they're willing to paint her brown skin and give her an afro wig instead of just getting a woman who looks like Nina Simone naturally. I mean, I just find it funny that people are willing to go the extra mile to paint people and change their hair texture and do all types of crazy stuff instead of just hiring a black model or a black actress. So yeah, this bothered me. You know, she's not an African queen. She's a young white girl. Do I blame her? No, I don't. Because at the end of the day, this was the photographer's, you know, vision. She didn't know what was happening. She just realized they were painting her darker, but she didn't understand the concept. And she's a 16-year-old girl. The only thing she's meant to do is sit there and look pretty and pose. That's what you do as modeling. You have no control of the pictures, what they do with them, how they manipulate them. You don't have control of that. So I feel bad for her because she is getting the short end of the stick. A lot of people are bashing her. A lot of people are saying that she should be fired. She should not be fired. This was beyond her control. I blame the magazine and I blame the photographer. So, you know, that's just my few cents. I hope you liked the video. You know, it's just really, really frustrating because there's so many beautiful women out here. There's so many beautiful black women out here who would have loved to be on the cover of that magazine and been considered an African queen. But instead they chose to use a 16-year-old white girl and paint her darker. You know, it's a slap in the face. So I wasn't feeling that at all. I think it was disrespectful. But again, it's like, what can you do? You know, they consider it fashion. So anyways, go ahead, leave a comment. Let me know what you guys think about the entire situation. Were you offended by the pictures? And then what do you think about about the photographer and his explanation for why he did it? Go ahead, leave a comment. Let me know what you guys think. All right, deuces.